Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting application of vacuum technology, that is vacuum in wood industry. In this lecture we are going to cover the following concepts. First, I will introduce the importance of vacuum technology for wood processing, and these processes are precise holding and lifting using vacuum, and designing some specialized suction cups for lifting, then pick and place in a precise manner using vacuum suction lines, extraction of wood waste and wood debris without any wastage using vacuum extraction method, drying of wood to the required level so that longevity improves, then pressing of wooden boards to different shapes to meet the demands of society, public in general, vacuum impregnation of wood to make the wooden products more reliable and stable with longevity and strength. Finally, we will also give some good looking coatings on that wooden products to get good beauty as well as duty, okay? Because wood should be strong, wood should also be good looking. Okay? So, then we will see some conclusions how vacuum technology is going to play in this woodworking, which is very much required for human race. Nobody can say wood is not required, because since time immemorial society is always using wood as much as metals or any other constructive materials. In fact, wood is needed in day to day life, but as time passes with increase in population, with forests decreasing, the wood is going to be a very costly commodity. So, after some time wood will slowly become very property of a possessive property of individuals. I have so much of wooden furniture. So, naturally we have to preserve this wood as much as possible. We have to maintain the forests with minimum wood consumption. All that depends on minimizing the wastage, and even if during processing of wood, if you can store these debris etc., we should do it, and with that debris again you can make panels. So, we should have innovative technologies to preserve and conserve wood and wood products. In that connection, vacuum is going to play a very important role. Here are a series of applications of vacuum technology in wood processing, rather woodworking. Carpenters always say that woodworking, okay, shop floor. If you observe here, we have right from holding and lifting in a precise manner, very large wooden panels carefully, and we can impregnate them in some sort of ovens, vacuum ovens. If required, we can dry them even in the raw level at the initial level, so that moisture is reduced to that level, which is beneficiary for wood processing. We can press them into different beautiful shapes to satisfy the demand of the customers. We can give some coatings on wooden products to make it look attractive as well as to increase its shelf life, and during the process lot of debris will be there, lot of waste will be there, but that is not a waste. It is very useful, whether the dust that is getting collected or small pieces that are loosely hanging here and there in a wooden floor, they should not be lost. We should collect them. There are techniques to again use them. Okay. These things are now being well established, because wood is such a costly commodity, even the last piece we should conserve. And similarly, wood and dust is going to play havoc in environmental pollution within the wooden floor, because fine dust may be there in the air, that should be also removed. Again vacuum plays an important role, not only preserving the life of wood, but also increasing the life of the people who are handling these wooden products in wooden floor, because the dust will not go into their lungs, they can be instantly sucked and a pure air can come out in a closed loop using vacuum systems. So, all these things will give a panorama of applications of vacuum technology in a typical modern, I say modern vacuum industry. So, let us see one by one. First one, holding and lifting. We can hold with our hands, but sometimes it may cause accidents, sometimes it may bend unnecessarily, and manually we may not be able to give enough respect to very costly wooden panels, neatly taking it and arranging things. It may not be possible, and different people will do in different manner. There cannot be standardization. Whereas, if there is a robot type thing or robotic arms which can handle better than us and in a more reliable manner, and neatly gently they will catch the panels and then transport them and finally keep it at various angles, swiveling, various operations can be done, because robotics is well established nowadays, well developed. So, that can be extended to the vacuum technology with suitable arrangements, so that we can pick and transport and place anywhere. It can be placed for stacking, as well as it can be placed on lathe, it can be placed near through a saw. Everything can be done in a precise, neat manner with minimum energy and in a good mood of the person concerned, okay, and with minimum effort and maximum precision. Okay. So, many automated processes utilize vacuum throughout this production line, start from the scratch up to the end product, which may be very costly sometimes. So, it is used initially to lift and move during various routing processes, from this process to that process. It can be used because we may not be having always a hanging facility for wooden products, nor it is advisable, because if you hang, then it will start bending, sagging. Okay. So, the uniform even force application for nice handling is definitely going to be much better option rather than hanging somewhere. For iron and hard things it is okay, but wood is a very specialized thing. It is quite hard, quite soft, and it is for a different purpose altogether in the furniture or for various items for day to day life. So, it should be handled very nicely in a gentle manner. So, stable and consistent vacuum levels are necessary to ensure a secure clamping of wood with even forces everywhere without spoiling. So, at the end what we will get? Minimum wastage, maximum precision and environmentally friendly atmosphere in the wooden shop floor. So, these three photographs give glimpses of various events taking place in a wooden shop floor. You can understand easily. This is the machine with built-in vacuum pump and controls are in his hand, and he can clutch the board nicely, he can stack it, he can even swivel it with 90 degree or whatever, he can take it to vertical position or horizontal position and keep it on various operations, or he can even dry it for some time, he can keep it in a oven. So, all the operations can be handled in a very gentle manner by the operator using a energy efficient vacuum machinery with necessary clamping arrangements. Mechanical engineering is well established to make this x, y, z, tilt, rotation type of things in any space. You can go very accurately thanks to modern machine theory, modern robotics. People have done lot of things with artificial intelligence and computer programming and CNC machines. It is possible to do many such operations, and similar techniques are conveyed in this technology. Let us see. See how it is a very nice looking clutch. Initially it may look like too much of sophistication, but once you make and start using it, you will enjoy it, one time affair. It has got x, y, z, all sorts of motions you can do it, and there will be hoses connecting vacuum, and the entire thing can be connected to another big system like this, and which can be again mobile. So, it is like a pillar mounted slewing crane with mobile base. So, you can utilize all the existing ideas of a typical engineering workshop again here. Only thing you are going to add here is a small structure where there will be vacuum generator being connected here, and that will be given to all these 4 suction cups with the necessary controls, and this is done by monitoring equipment here, and then there will be some filters in case some dust enters, etc., that is taken care, and there will be mounting of these things in such a way to match to the geometry of your pieces. So, all that initial adjustments can be done, and typical types of suction cups, a rectangular type or a circular type or a bellow type of suction cups which can handle various shapes, all that can be developed, and they are being developed because very good plastic research is going on with good strength and good reliability. Even after thousands of operating cycles, it will not be cracked. So, all these technologies together can be made into a fine looking lifting equipment attached to a big slewing crane, and you will get very comfortable stage in a typical modern wooden shop. So, flat section cups are particularly suited for handling work pieces which are very flat or with slight surface curvature, and they can be evacuated quickly because of less inner volume, and that pressure with respect to atmospheric pressure P 2 minus P 1 into that area. Several such cups according to the weight of this. Luckily, wood is not that heavy like iron pieces. That is why wood is the first customer for such lifting operations. Similarly, in large scale electronic applications, in big glass panels for display systems, etc., they are also taken care. Later we will see when we give a lecture on vacuum for display systems. Similar things will come there, but little bit different style. Okay. So, very short time you can catch them, and the forces are good enough to withstand the gravity, and you will be able to handle very nicely. Bellow suction cups are used where it is necessary to adjust the heights, maybe some wood is little thinner, some wood is little thicker, some is little curved. So, you can adjust those things. So, that way bellow suction cups are also equally popular. These cups, such arrangements are now commercially available. There are companies who manufacture these things for wooden floors, and I believe a startup can easily come in any place where they can also do it. This is just a mechanical arrangement, and you have to connect it in your wooden floor to the crane, that is all. Anyway, I will not discuss more about it. This is a typical mechanical engineering. You can go through it, and there are lots of publications available on this topic. Even in Wikipedia you can find a lot of interesting stories, very good images are available. Before I go to the next aspect, I want all of you to appreciate this lifting operation by looking at a small video. With the permission from Schmalz, from courtesy from them, I am going to show this. So, there is a vacuum pump associated with this suction line, and these are the cups, and they are holding it. Vacuum is created, and it is now being caught by these 4 clutches. Uniform pressure is there. See, you can lift it nicely, and very carefully the operator can navigate it to the required place, pick and place nicely. So, this way he is not spending much of his energy, but he is utilizing his skill very much. So, this way it is very comfortable to the operator as well as the pieces, because otherwise if you do a operation in a non-gentle manner, most likely such costly wooden things will be broken, and also they will be misplaced somewhere instead of placing them properly. So, that way for stacking, placing and all, this vacuum suction is going to play a very important role. So, this is the first application of vacuum in modern wooden industry. Okay. The next application is extraction system. I told you there will be lot of waste, dust and small pieces when you put it into various operations like cutting. Of course, unlike metal work, there may not be much work in the lathe operation, but there will be many other works in the saw operation, etc. And similarly, varieties of operations go on, as you know, in the typical carpentry shop. In fact, the carpenters know much better than all of us, because every carpenter has got his own style of work. Okay. And here is a very qualified carpenter trying to do, and whatever dust comes out of this, instead of falling here and there, which may affect his health, it will be sucked through this machine, and this bag will collect all the dust. So, it is a nice clean system. So, it is a clean technology. You can do that. This is a vacuum system. You can have a single stage collector where the impeller is connected and the suction is taking place from the place of work, and everything goes here and it just gets collected, and heavy chips will fall down by virtue of gravity, and this once in a while you can replace it. There can be a 2-stage cyclone collector. Chemical engineers know very well cyclone collector. Swirling, this sort of swirling motion is created, and heavy debris automatically settles out in the air stream, because before even fine things and air goes into the impeller, which in our case is the pump. See, impeller also a vacuum pump. If necessary, you can also make different types of vacuum pumps here. Okay. Even nowadays several varieties of pumps are being used. Then you can have a filter to take care of even the fine particles, and finally, that is being carried out by the bags, etc. This is 2-stage cyclone converter, this is a single stage converter. In any case, all these things are basically exhausting it in such a way, and finally, when it comes out of that, again the air that comes out of it through the fine pores, that will be again very clean air. So, it is self cleaning effect is there. So, it is a very good thing. On one side you are collecting costly wooden dust with which you can make another panel, on the other side you are making environment very friendly and very clean, health improves of the operator. Then wood drying, at times it is required. There are certain wooden products which are very wet and they are not good for proper machining, and you cannot get very good quality products out of them. You need to remove quite a good amount of water vapor that may be there inside. So, that is normally done in a big container, vacuum container. Inside there will be some RF antennas and induction furnace type of thing, and water vapor inside this wood, it is nothing but dipoles, because water vapor has got dipole moment, unlike these wooden pieces which are solid pieces compared to water. And these dipoles under electric field of this radiation, they try to align or again out of the direction or inside the along the direction, like that it will be playing, these dipoles will be playing along with the direction of electromagnetic fields inside. Well, this is a typical thing that we will see in our micro ovens also. Okay. Similar thing is going on here. So, it is suitable for all kinds of soft wood for various thicknesses, and very rare expensive woods you need to do that, because if you dry it will create better quality and it increases longevity. Okay. And water luckily boils at 30 tar, that is why vacuum helps in reducing the boiling point, and you start removing it. The wet wood medium is located in the electric field. The polarized water molecules become dipoles. With the electric field changing millions of times, because it is an RF radiation, there will be heating, frictional heating, okay, that due to friction. So, that way it will be automatically little bit heating takes place, and with I should not say negative pressure, but people sometimes call. So, I am also using that word, otherwise it is vacuum, because with respect to absolute 0 there is nothing called negative, and wood slowly gets into a different shape and with little moisture much less, and the quality of it will be improved, and that will be sent to the further processing. Okay. So, we have improved the quality of the raw wood etcetera, but there is another operation called vacuum pressing of wooden boards. What for? This is a very costly application, but many people are willing to spend money, because they would like to have wooden in different shapes, a beautiful curves, to have a very high quality furniture in their front room. Okay. So, vacuum can be used P 2 minus P 1 into area, I told you several times. It can be used to press the wooden boards into different styles, and we can use this pressing force to even change the shape of the wooden panels into different curved shapes, and that is possible by keeping a piece like this wooden piece into a small bag and remove the air, and then it will slowly start taking that shape because of huge force falling on it, and we will have to see to that it is a permanent effect. Okay. So, little bit of some operations have to be there before you load it etcetera, and all that people have got lot of expertise. It is very good for plywoods, and it is done slowly, gently, in such a way there is enough time for it to readjust slowly, it takes the shape. If we want to do it may crack. Let us see how it is done. See, now vacuum is causing the pressing of wooden board against this. Now, the gap is decreasing, because this fellow is taking the shape of the mold. Okay. If you want, I will again show you. See, here lot of gap is there, gap is reducing, and finally it gets closed, it takes the shape of the mold. And once it is done, the final wooden product, you can take it out and release it from the former, and it looks like a beautiful shaped piece. You can use it for your name boards etcetera. So, that type of products are possible using vacuum, in a way vacuum pressing or vacuum molding, you can do that. So, this is before pressing, vacuum pressing, this is after pressing. Okay. So, it is used for thin decorative covering of furniture and variety of applications. I need not have to tell you how to make your drawing room beautiful with this type of operations. So, modern wooden floor people are going to use this, and it is not expensive, it is very cheap. You have to make it cheap using your technologies around you. Okay. After that, at times it is required to impregnate the wood, because impregnation is done in electrical industry also, where chokes and high voltage things etcetera, they are impregnated. So, that moisture again will not re-enter there, and it becomes hard. You try to impregnate it with some adhesive and then dry it again. That impregnation is done under vacuum. Why? When you pour some impregnating liquid to wet, originally moisture was wetting the wood, that is being removed by drying. Now, we are trying to pour some other material which we call it as preservative liquid type thing, and that will go into nook and corner, because initially it is evacuated, those vacuum cavities will pull the impregnating adhesive towards that. So, uniformly entire wooden product in 3D it will be properly wet, and then when you dry it, that is called setting time, it will be quite hard and longevity improves and it looks much better, and any pests and all will not eat away that, and it has got lot of applications. Okay. So, that way it is used in vacuum impregnation for window frames, shutters, doors or very loose elements. This gives you protection against funguses and insects. This is the most important point, because if you purchase a costly wood and make lots of processes using high tech things like vacuum pressing and all, and lifting and shaping, finally after 2-3 years if it is gone, you will feel bad. It should work for 20 years. Okay. If necessary, you will have to pass it on to the next generation. People do that, old wooden furnitures, even now people are using it. So, they must have done some impregnation that time. That time it was very costly, maybe very rich people can afford to take, but with vacuum impregnation, just a tank wherein you can let in these wooden things, either raw wooden planks or simple finished little semi finished plates into that vacuum vessel, close the door. Of course, it is same as vacuum furnaces we have seen, door must be carefully closed, all that vacuum precautions you have to take. When you vent it also you should be careful, if you little vent it to over pressure, that P2 minus P1 into area will create an accident. Wood will be good, but the person may not be there. So, we have to be very careful when you are doing this vacuum impregnation for wooden things. Well, I have written here varieties of things, how the cavities and timber into various holes, head areas of the timber, how the preservative is penetrating because of vacuum creating a force, and I have also given some ideas how it is kept in a hermetically sealed vacuum autoclave, and how to make these chambers etc. we have seen in earlier classes, thickness calculations and all, that is same for everything. Okay. And initial phase is to remove the air first, and then of course, moisture removal. So, that way preservative, which is nothing but a nebulized as emulsion, this fellow will go into nook and corner of various cavities, and at the end you have to again heat treatment or whatever you try to do after impregnation, and then stop when it is impregnated, when initial unnecessary water has been removed. Now, impregnation adhesive has gone everywhere, it has become good wood now. Now, you try to vent it to atmosphere and reset it at atmospheric pressure if necessary with little bit heat treatment, and that way generally 2-3 cycles per hour if you do, you will get sufficient high quality wooden products on a regular scale in a modern wooden floor. Similarly, if you are not satisfied at that level, you can give a additional coating. This also increases the life, this also increases the beauty, it increases the smoothness, surface finish. So, that way vacuum coating, it is like any coating that we have seen in earlier lectures, or typical bangle coating or decorative coatings etc. This is also a coating. Only thing is, instead of a costly substrate in semiconductor industry, we have a substrate which is a wooden piece, but we are giving enough respect, because these wooden special quality woods are very rare, particularly when forests are going down. So, you have to have not only impregnation, not only removal, not only drying, not only picking properly, and not only preserving all the dust that is collected, but you should also make good coatings on that, so that it will stay longer. So, it is lots of industries are now coming forward to do this, though it looks like a little laborious thing, but very costly woods it is done. I request all of you to go through these things. I am not going to read out these things. Basically, you have to decide what is it you want to coat. It can be a small site of primer or some other thing with which you try to coat it and run this, and you will get a coated thing other side of it. It is an automatic operation, several companies are manufacturing. Okay. So, we have seen coatings, we have seen impregnation, okay. We have seen vacuum pressing, we have seen vacuum drying, we have seen vacuum extraction and vacuum pick and place, and variety of applications. So, with so many applications, when we cover all these things and when we really start using it, I am sure you will be paid back, because a quality wood is going to play an important role in future life, particularly future generations, because wood is going to be a rare commodity. You may get plastics, you may get a lot of electronic goods, you may get a lot of cell phones, anything, but you may not get very good quality wood to make a good quality furniture or any other product at your place. Okay. So, in conclusion, what I would like to say is vacuum technology is used in modern wood industry for different processes like drying, vacuum impregnation, forming of wooden products in various shapes. This is also vacuum forming in a way. It is not just bending, you can bend it in the way you want. Okay. Precise picking and placing, precise is very important. Anybody can pick anything and throw, that is called throwing, it is not placing. Okay. And when you try to pick up something from somewhere, there will be lot of things left over there, because other thing will be disturbed, whereas a precise lifting, precise transporting, precise things, there is nothing like that. Okay. So, that way the wooden panels, which are very important in construction purpose, they have to be handled nicely and with clear cut extraction of wooden debris. This is going to be the solution, cost effective solution for wood industry. Okay. So, vacuum processing of wooden products, they add value addition to them, and precise control, long life and safe handling of debris, and it is comfortable to the workers. That way environmental pollution is also reduced by incorporating vacuum technology in wood shop floor. So, research is under progress. Obviously, it looks like a day to day mundane application, but it is enormous application. Crores of people would like to have wooden products of high quality, and if it can be done in a cost effective manner, it is going to be a big business for the startups, and within the region around you, you can take out this. There is no need to purchase specialized equipments. Vacuum levels are not much, 30 tar, 40 tar type of thing. Small pumps you can develop. Even simple impellers can be developed, which can easily produce some 300 tar, 400 tar. So, that way you can get varieties of applications using ingenious ways of making small pumping attachments, pipes, and little bit of XYZ motion and tilt rotation according to your engineering ideas, or else in the internet you can see how to do that, and the sky is the limit, you can do it. So, rotary screw vacuum pumps, dry claw pumps, high speed impellers, typical rotary vane pumps, they can be used very nicely to create the required suction for a typical wood industry. So, with this we have seen a typical what you call variety application of vacuum technology in a wood industry. So, after this you can get a feel that wood is almost like a gold in the future. Wood is good, and for that you require a vacuum hood. Okay. So, let us try to develop this vacuum technology in a normal vacuum range, not a big range, it is just a 100 millibar type of thing, but it has got huge application. The amount is very high. That is how it is going to be a viable business, and one time if you develop this unit, okay, you can make several operations which are very user friendly, which are going to be gifts to a carpenter in a carpenter shop. So, I request all of you to go through it little more and more, understand the physics and chemistry of wood, etc., and then try to improve the quality of wood, preserve it, reserve it for the future generations by applying vacuum technology for wood industry. Thank you very much.